Bryan.
And I'm Bryan.
And this is Bryan versus Bryan, episode 25, Caddyshack.
Welcome to the Bushwood Country Club. The membership's exclusive.
You think I'd join this crummy snobatorium?
The help is outrageous.
What?
The madness is contagious.
Bad language, fooling around on the course, poor caddying.
What, this whole place?
Caddyshack, starring Chevy Chase as Ty Webb,
Who is that disgusting man over there?
a sportsman who really knows how to score.
So, what brings you to this nape of the woods, neck of the wave? How come you're here?
Rodney Dangerfield as Al Servant, a big shot
My dinghy's bigger than your whole boat!
with an even bigger mouth.
Hey, somebody step on a duck?
I chose this movie. This is one of my all-time favorites. This will be pretty interesting because this is like your first real dip into it, huh?
Yeah, I've never seen this movie before, which is kind of surprising. But yeah, I kind of have a big gap in like 80s comedy. I haven't seen a whole lot of the heavy hitters. Like I haven't seen, like Spies Like Us and Three Amigos and like all those kind of 80s. Caddyshack was another one. I haven't seen Fletch. I haven't seen, the list kind of goes on with 80s comedy. So yeah, I was a little nervous jumping in just because I know that this movie is really beloved by a fuck ton of people. It's like a cult classic or just a classic in general. It was like one of my dad's favorite movies. And
It's always Dad's favorite movie.
Yeah. And here I am coming into it 40 years later after the movie's released. So I was kind of nervous jumping in whether I'd like it or not. And to my surprise, I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I watched it last night. I had a great time with it. A lot of laughs.
I like how it's like
about it,
to my surprise.
Huh?
It's like I like how it's like to my surprise. I loved it. It's like, what do you think? All these people are crazy?
No, it's just we kind of talked about this off camera the other night, but in terms of the main genres of film, like action, drama, sci-fi, horror, I watch a lot of those a lot. Comedy is probably my least watched genre. I just don't actively seek out comedies and watch them that often. And I think it takes a comedy a lot to get me. I think I'm just a tough crowd. And so, yeah, like I said, to my surprise, I was kind of nervous going in, like maybe this isn't that funny. And it's just one of those things that I'm not going to get because I didn't grow up with it. But no, I thought it was awesome. I thought it was really funny and it was great.
Yeah. So first off, it came out in 19. I know it started production in 1979. I don't think it came out in 1979. So 79, 80. If you have an IMDb, but yeah. So directed by Harold Ramis, Egon from Ghostbusters. Written by what's that guy's name? Brian Doyle Murray. So Bill Murray's brother. Oh, he was the main writer. There's Ramis is a co-writer, and then there's another co-writer that I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring in all this shit up right now.
I was pretty surprised that the main writer was Brian Murray. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, Brian Doyle Murray, Harold Ramis, and Douglas Kinney.
Right on, Douglas Kinney. Don't know who that is, but he helped write a funny movie. Right on, brother. Yeah, so did it say what year was this? 1980?
Yeah, 80 on the spot.
Okay, yeah, 80. Sweet. So yeah, huge production with these, you got Chevy Chase, Bill Murray, Dangerfield, and then this other guy, I forget his name. He was like a television actor or something. He was trying to get his breakout role. Judge Smales, he was pretty good.
Oh yeah,
I liked
Ted
him.
Knight.
Yeah, Ted Knight. And then so there's a lot of stories about the production of this movie. Of course, these guys are all known for their wacky zaniness, and then I guess you put them together. It's 1980. There's a lot of blow. There's a lot of alcohol and weed. And yeah, there's some pretty cool documentaries about this where it's just a crazy party, and they're interviewing people. And one of the people says that if you remember Caddyshack filming it, you probably weren't there. You're probably lying. So, and another thing we talked about notoriously that Bill Murray was only on set for 6 days, and he didn't really have any dialogue written for him. Just kind of made all that stuff up with the writers. It's a freaking awesome performance.
Yeah, you could tell when I was kind of researching it. This Douglas Caney guy, I don't know who he is either, but apparently he wanted more of a like coming of age, heartfelt story, and then these heavy hitter guys that we're talking about were just supposed to have cameos, like small, very, very, very small cameos. But then as they're filming and having fun, and Chevy Chase and Bill Murray, how do you stop? Filming them, so I think that their roles just got bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it kind of made the protagonist plot stuff kind of diminish a little, not diminish, but go kind of away a little bit.
Yeah.
And I guess Douglas Kennedy was pretty pissed about that.
Yeah, I think I heard that production, the plot pretty much changed once Bill Murray came, and then they had to kind of go from square one. But I kind of like it, but I don't know. I don't know. Never seen the other version, but I assume it would have felt more like a John Hughes movie.
Yeah, I think that's what they were probably going for. Apparently, the original cut was 4 hours long, and they had
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it had more scenes with that. What's the Danny? It had more scenes with Danny, his girlfriend, and all that. And I think they all just whittled it down.
Noonan. Yeah, this is like, God, it's like one of the most quotable movies of all time. I just love all this stuff, man. Like I said, my ringtone.
First time, so any line I'm gonna butcher. So I'm pretty fresh. But yeah, I love how just dry it is. It's not over the top. It's just clever dialogue and clever performances, like funny performances. Like there's a scene early on when the first scene with Danny and Ty, and Danny says something to the effect of like, "Did you ever have confusion about like what you wanted to be growing up?" And Chevy Chase just casually, "No, never had that problem." Just little things like that just made me chuckle. Because you expect him to say like, "Oh yeah, I had a tough time growing up, and this is I always wanted to be," but he's just like, "No, didn't have that problem."
Yeah, he's like, Danny's like that same scene. I think he's like, I just got to go to college, because this whole thing he's fighting to get a college scholarship, and Chevy Chase is like, "You don't need to go to college, Danny. Look at me. I didn't go to college." It's like, well, it's a little different. If I don't go to college, I'm gonna be stuck in the what the heck is he afraid to go work at? The lumber mill.
Lumber yard, yeah.
Yeah. He's like, "What's wrong with a lumber yard, Danny? I own many of them." He's like, "I noticed you don't spend a lot of time there." He's like, "Yeah, I don't know where they are."
Do you do any drugs, Danny? Oh yeah, good.
Good.
Yeah, good stuff.
So yeah, the plot I think is pretty decent. It's is a coming of age kind of story. It's Danny is a caddy at this golf course, and he wants to go to college, and there's always a annual like caddy golf tournament where all the caddies get to play, and the winner will get a college scholarship, and that's basically the plot. But if they have to team up with a the caddy, he is the caddy, right? Yeah, that's how it works. You caddy for a team of 2 golfers, and then if the golfers win, then you win. That's why I'm getting confused, because later in the movie, Rodney Dangerfield can't play golf, and Danny takes his place on the team, so that's why he ends up playing. There it is.
What was that thing in the middle of the movie where Danny actually plays in a competition and wins? What the fuck was that? And he gets a trophy and shit. I don't remember what that was about, but
I don't know.
Everyone like cheering him on and shit.
That might have been a caddy open tournament, but I don't remember.
That's the scene that I think happens right before the club pool. The caddies can come in for 15 minutes or whatever it was.
Yeah. That scene is pretty damn funny. All the guys sucking in their gut. Of course, the baby Ruth. It's okay. It's fine, guys. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah. How much to say? I mean, let's start with Rodney Dangerfield.
Mm.
He's probably the biggest part of this movie out of all the people. Chevy Chase got a pretty big role, but I don't know. It's kind of relegated to a small. Not. I just feel like he doesn't have a lot of lines.
Mhm.
Bill Murray, I feel like has a just as meaty part as Chevy Chase, and he was only there 6 days. So,
Yeah.
but Ronnie Dangerfield, he's in a lot of it, and he's this like a real estate tycoon, owns a lot of stuff, rich guy, super funny, and he's just doing the Rodney Dangerfield stick throughout the whole thing. And who are they going to get? They were going to get Don Rickles for that part.
Mm.
But Rodney impressed them because this is when he was doing that string of Carson appearances. I don't know if you've seen those on YouTube, but God, he kills it, dude. Like every time on Carson, he's just having Johnny just rolling,
Mhm.
and just and he doesn't stop. Like you can't even interview him. He says, "You know what, Johnny? You know what I got to do, Johnny? What do you got to do, Rodney? Oh, I got to do it, Johnny. You know it." And just he's just doing his stick. And it's like a bit, the whole damn thing. He's not interviewed. Johnny doesn't get to say a goddamn word to him when he comes on the show.
Nice.
Johnny just feeds his stand up by saying, "Oh, it's a tough life, Johnny." And Johnny will say, "Oh, is it tough? Why is it tough?" Anyways, but watch those if you haven't. Oh, God, I could just sit and watch those all day. There's like 5 or 6 of them. He's just so funny. And so they got him because he was on the run of those, and he's just damn funny in it. And then Bill Murray, of course, is super awesome. Uh, Best golf movie ever made. I mean, there's not a lot of golf movies, but
Yeah.
at least the best comedy. I don't know if there's like a serious golf movie that people love, like
There's that Will Smith one I think people like, but I don't know.
oh yeah.
Or
Damn,
Matt Damon. I don't know. I don't remember what that was called, but
Matt Damon.
I
Yeah.
think Shia LaBeouf's in one too, like a Disney golf movie. Anyways.
uh, so yeah, this is like a kind of a. It's harder to do like one of these on a comedy, I guess, because it's not like a plot. It's not a plot driven piece, but so you liked it.
Yeah, well, I want to. I want to do. So Rodney
Episode's over.
Dangerfield. This is the first movie I've ever seen him in. I think, and I haven't seen any stand up, anything like that. I just know he was a big deal back then. That's pretty much all I know. And I gotta say, I didn't love his comedy in this, but it was hard not to take your eyes off of him because he's so energetic and fun. You know, and like he didn't make me laugh, but every scene he's in, he just sucks the energy out. Like he's so energetic and fun to watch. You know what I mean? Like even though he didn't make me laugh, he was fun to watch.
Oh, come on. Nothing?
No, he just has that. Again, I'm a tough crowd, but he has that type of comedy that I don't find funny, which is the punchline stuff where you say like that kind of stuff. Like I don't know, it doesn't really make me laugh, but again, he's still super fucking awesome to watch and do his thing. When he tells the band to put the music on, he's doing that whatever fuck dance move he's doing.
Yeah, hey, we're all getting laid. Like he busts out his putter and it's got the fucking big contraption on it, like the periscope.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, check out this putter. My buddy Albert Einstein made it for me. He made a fortune in physics. And then he's got the big golf bag. It's got like the beer tap and all the
Yeah, when they start partying, that was pretty funny.
the cups come out and shit. Pretty funny. And then he's all the one-liners. Hey, a hat like this, you probably get a free bowl of soup. But it looks good on you though. And then he's talking to old ladies like, hey, I bet you were something before electricity, huh? And he looks at the son who's all weird. He's like, oh, now I see why tigers eat their young. Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that stuff.
Yeah.
And I liked him in this. I'm not a huge fan of him outside of this movie.
Mm.
I like his stand-up stuff though. Like check out that Johnny Carson stuff. That's really funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything else from you? from the newbie?
I'm trying to think of what my. Oh, there's a scene that really got me. When it's in the beginning with what's his name, Judge Smales, and he's in the locker room and he's talking to his grandson. And his grandson, I want to play tennis or whatever. And then he turns around to his buddy and they tell that joke. And then the guy who works at the golf at the whatever resort who happens to be black and he hears this joke and he's like, motherfucker. And he's like cussing under his breath and he's fucking up his shoe. I thought that was pretty funny.
And I think it says colored, and then the colored boy, and that's colored boy.
That was pretty good. And then obviously the scene with Murray and the pitchfork talking about the Dalai Lama, that was fucking hilarious.
Gunga la gunga.
So I got
Big
that
hit.
going for me.
Yeah, big hitter, the Lama. Big hitter. I love that he was like, so he knocks his ball into a ravine at the bottom of a 10,000-foot crevasse. I was like, what the fuck?
How the hell does he come up with this shit on the spot? I don't know.
Yeah, that, and then the one where he's like, the other one people know is the Cinderella story talk, where he's out there hitting the flowers. Here he is, 18th holes, your basic Cinderella story. Guy comes from nowhere, here to be playing at Augustus on the back nine. He's gonna choose about a 2-iron, I think. It's gonna be about 300 yards. He's hitting the flowers. It's so good. And then he's watching like the old ladies play golf, and he's got the ball washing machine. He's like, "Ooh, Mrs. Johnson, you wore green to hide, didn't you? You can't hide from me." He's like, "Ooh, you're lean, you're mean, and you're not too far between, I bet."
Man,
all of his lines, dude. It's like the guy comes over. We got to kill the Gophers. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. If I kill all the Gophers, they're gonna lock me up and throw away the key. The Gophers, you idiot! Oh, the Gophers. We can do that. We don't even need a reason.
Forgot about that scene. That was pretty good.
And then, of course, the Kentucky. Oh yeah, when they're doing the cannonball, him and Chevy Chase. Very few scenes together. And he's like, "What is this? Oh, it's a cannonball. You take a hit of this. And you smoke the cannonball. There you go." And then they're smoking like the grass weed. So Chevy Chase starts coughing. Says, "Yeah, it's a little harsh. Should have warned you."
Yeah, that scene's great too. Apparently, they didn't like each other, which I didn't know, or they had beef or something from SNL.
Yeah, I heard this was kind of when they buried the hatchet, or at least I heard they still didn't really care for each other, but they were able to work with each other, which they couldn't do before. Yeah, I'd be mad if I was Chevy too. Look at Bill's career. Look at Chevy.
Yeah, a little rough.
Chevy's not that great in anything. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the vacation movies. People like those, but I would say other than that, he doesn't really have anything.
Well, yeah, I think Vacation's pretty. I think obviously the original Vacation is the best out of all of the ones in the series. But yeah, I think those movies and Christmas Vacation obviously is a staple. I think it's pretty good. I think he kind of had a resurgence with that show. I didn't watch it. Everyone seems to love Community.
Yeah, fat Chevy Chase did. Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in his prime, I just don't think he did very much to be this huge star. It's crazy. But he was a big star at the time. My favorite vacation movie is goddamn Vegas Vacation. That's a unpopular opinion of mine, but I really like that one.
Fair enough. To each their own.
I put $1 in, I got a car. I put $1 in, I got a car.
Fuck. What else is there to say?
Yeah, but Chevy's character. Let's talk about that. All his stuff is really awesome. Played super dry and not over the top, but very opposite of Bill Murray's character.
Yeah, he's very chill. He just kind of hangs out in the movie. He doesn't really have too much like character development. He just every time he's on the screen, he's like, "Oh, cool, Ty's back. This is fun." Yeah, he just kind of hangs out.
He's like a golf savant.
Yeah, I guess he's kind of a father figure-esque for Danny, because I feel like a lot of scenes they have together are like, advice type of shit.
When it's one of my favorite scenes as well, when he's hitting all the balls in, and everyone does that who golf, so they all do that. Yeah. Yeah, and then Yeah, song was awesome, which I guess he made up on the piano. That's my ringtone.
Oh yeah. When he's with the gal.
Yeah. I was born to love you. I was born to touch your face. I was born to rub you, but you were born to rub me first. Hey. And I like it. Oh, he invites that girl over, and he's rich, but he's cheap as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got like a half a bottle of some alcohol, and he pours a bunch of, or I think it's champagne. He pours water in it to fill it all the way up, and puts the cap back on it fakely, and then opens it in front of her like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Pretends. And he's a.
Yeah, it's pretty.
She's
good.
like, it tastes like flat, or she says something. He's like, no, it's great. It tastes great. Or when he snorts the salt off his hand and eats the lemon, throws the shot over his shoulder. There you go. That chick. It's been just throughout the whole movie. It's just her without a bra.
Yeah.
Popping through shirts.
She's definitely they're definitely trying to make her a sex icon a little bit. No shame.
No.
She sleeps with two of the characters.
Yeah. The fuck do you know, Denunzio? Yeah, this whole movie, God, it's just a quotable mess. It just starts in the beginning. It's like, he's got his tips. He's at home and breakfast, and his dad is put your tips in the jar. It's like for school fund, and he puts it in there. No, I seen you. I was only about $9.
I bought us some Cokes.
I bought a Coke. How many Cokes? I don't know. 4? What are you, a diabetic? I don't know. Oh yeah, and then he goes to the bathroom, and then I don't know why, but that one scene is super funny. Mom, Danny saw me naked.
Like little sister or something.
They got like 20 kids in that damn house.
It's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was I don't remember if I was reading a review or just like somebody talking about like a retrospective kind of thing that we're doing, just written. But they're saying like this movie feels like a bunch of skits strung together with no kind of plot. And and it sounded like a derogatory or like a negative to the film. And I do kind of agree that's what it feels like, because I do think the plot kind of takes a back seat to all this other stuff, and it kind of comes in and out when it wants to.
Yeah.
But I also love it for that. I don't know. Like normally in a different movie, I think I would have faulted it for it. Oh, it's just a bunch of skits. But for some reason, it just works in this movie. Like I don't know. It just feels right.
Yeah, it's a character driven comedy, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not a story driven. I mean, it's
you just like the characters so much. I don't mind, and it does feel a little cheap at the end, like the last 10 minutes. The competition, it felt, and Danny's supposed to have this great moment at the end. It just feels, I don't know. I feel like I didn't really go on a journey with them to what it felt earned. They were like, yeah, and I'm just like, the plot just kind of comes in and out. I didn't get that kind of cheery moment that you were more plot driven, but it was still like, again, it doesn't matter to me because the characters are so fun that I don't care that there's not much of a plot. Another
thing that doesn't matter, people that aren't too familiar with this movie kind of think of it, is like I was telling you, the gopher. People's like, oh, the gopher movie. It's like, well, that's not really an important part of the movie or a big part of the movie at all.
Yeah.
So now you see that. They just had to get this puppet in there for some reason. I don't remember. I think watching something. He's like, I want a puppet. Yeah, I'll do it, but I want a puppet.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some funny stuff with Bill Murray and the groundhog, and he's like carving the C4 like into little animals. It's like
bird, the rabbit, and
to know the gopher, you must know the gopher's friends. The friendly rabbit, the clever squirrel. And he's like, I love that one time. The one thing was like, I smell varmint poontang, and the only good varmint poontang is dead varmint poontang, I think.
God damn it!
And then he gets bit by the gopher, and there's that funny. I guess it's just a matter of pumping about 10,000 gallons of water down there. He's got the fucking hose.
It's pretty
It all
good.
starts coming out. And he's ruining the golf course while trying to kill this one gopher. Yeah, super funny. I guess this movie is notorious for having like the worst sequel of all time.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you
Caddyshack
if you'd
2.
seen it and what you thought about it. I'm probably not gonna watch it, but
I've seen it. I just don't remember a goddamn thing. I remember it being terrible.
does it have the
I
same
don't
cast or is it? I just
know.
looked it up.
I think Chevy might be in it,
Yeah, let me look.
but not very much. I know Bill Murray's character is now like almost the same character, but played by Dan Aykroyd, and he does a terrible job. It's just he's no Bill Murray, you know.
All right, let's
He's
see
the
here. Yeah, there's like nobody really in it. Oh, Randy Quaid's in it. Yeah, Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase,
yeah.
Randy Quaid. God damn
It
it.
it became a really cheap like National Lampoon movie, the
Mm,
sequel,
yeah.
and it was just bad, bad. It would have been cool if they could have done like a real sequel, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't need a sequel. But it's always fun now when these guys are older to go back. But Rodney passed, and Harold passed, and Smales, I'm sure, is passed,
Yeah.
old as heck. Um,
Apparently,
another interest.
he had a rough time with this movie in turn. Cause I think he was more or less kind of more professional on set and like wanting to do like a full days or not full days, but like I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of not necessarily goofing around, but this movie is notorious of the crew partying after set and waking up with 5 hours of sleep and trying to. And I think that that Ted kind of had some issue. He was a little older. I think he was probably one of the older ones on the acting crew. So I think he had a rough time with it. And it's interesting to know that Rodney Dangerfield, I think this was his first movie. He didn't know how films were made, and he was having a rough time like comprehending how you make a film as an actor. And there's apparently this famous scene where the scene with the hat when he walks into he buys all the shit. Apparently he was like standing there and Harold would be like action, and Rodney wouldn't come in. He was like, action. And then finally he was like, hey, when I say action, you have to come into the room. He's like, oh, you come in and do the bit. He's like, yeah, when I say action, you come in and do the bit. He's like, okay.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Okay. Hey.
Like he didn't know that action was the cue for let's go. Little fun tidbits like that.
Yeah, give me a box of naked lady tees, balls, clubs, hat, pants, the whole schmear. Yeah. I've also heard that he's I think most comedians are, but he was very insecure on set, and he was like, I was very paranoid. He thought everybody didn't like him. He thought nobody thought he was funny because they didn't laugh. And then I remember some people interviewing. It's like, yeah, to talk to him, it's like we can't laugh because we're filming. It's like we can't laugh at you. It's funny. It's good. It's that we're gonna ruin it if we laugh. He's like, oh, nobody's laughing at me.
Yeah.
He's used to the laughs coming live.
Yeah.
Another interesting thing that the bishop in the movie is like a church bishop, and he's getting drunk at the club. And Smales goes and talks to him. That guy was in the Ten Commandments. That guy was in films when they were silent.
Damn.
Who's like this huge actor they got to do this little role. Smales is like, what are you doing? You can't be drinking here. And he's like, I'm just a man like you. Like, you're a goddamn bishop. You're a man of God. And he's like, there is no God.
Yeah. Was that after he got struck by lightning, right?
Oh yeah.
That after all that awesome scene. I love that scene.
Oh I love that scene where they're playing in the rain.
Yeah.
I can't stop playing now. It's my best game ever. What do you think? I don't think the hard stuff's gonna come down for a while yet. And it's just like a hurricane.
And when he gets struck by lightning, he just casually puts the fucking bag down and runs off. Yeah, I love that. I like that scene a lot.
Yeah, super funny. Kentucky Bluegrass. So yeah, it's just a awesome movie. I can go back to it a lot. I think it's just because you can jump in anywhere because of the nature of the movie. You just put it on and watch a couple minutes, and it's fine. You don't have to sit and watch the whole thing. That's what another thing I like about it too. Almost like it's almost like I feel that way about Ghostbusters. Like it's all really good stuff, and independent on its own. Like the beginning when they're not Ghostbusters, or the end when they are. Like you can watch it. You can just start anywhere and watch a couple minutes and enjoy it. You don't need the overall plot to enjoy it.
Agreed. We kind of talked about this off camera, but it'd be fun to do a little segment that I'm unapologetically stealing from a different podcast. But we thought it'd be fun to do a segment where we give somebody of this movie an MVP award. So it could be an actor, it could be the director, it could be the writer, it could be the fucking person who does the score, it could be cinematographer, yada yada yada. So I was wondering, who do you think is the MVP of Caddyshack?
Like a standout star, right?
It could, yeah,
Well,
it could be anybody, but in front of the camera or behind it.
Ooh. So I think it's got to be Bill Murray then.
Yeah.
I almost wanted to say Bryan Murray because I didn't know he wrote this for the longest time, and I don't know how much it was actually written versus just made up. So I won't give it to him. I'll give it to Bill Murray, who was only there 6 days and turned this role into like an icon in comedy. Like people quote this all the time. You know, golfers, Gunga Lagunga, all that stuff. Like just turn this tiny part that should have been just a cameo into this amazing, iconic MVP role. That's what I say.
I was going to say the same thing. I was kind of going between Bill Murray and Harold Ramis. I was going to do Harold Ramis just because of like how he just put this movie together. I mean, this movie could have been a train wreck, but he came in and I'm assuming worked really hard with his editor to make something out of what they shot. But at the end of the day, when I think about, I mean, I've only seen this movie once, but when I think about, just this movie, I think of Bill Murray. I mean, and this movie, I don't think would be as strong without him. I mean, I'm sure it'll be great still, but without Bill Murray, he steals a lot of these scenes.
I almost chose the Gopher.
Yeah, MVP. So yeah, I agree with you. I think Bill Murray's MVP.
Cool. Yeah, kills it. I almost wanted to say Rodney Dangerfield. I like him in this movie. I think he's a standout part, but it's just kind of more of the same of what Rodney does. So, so I gave it to Bill, and he was only there 6 days. Like, whoa, talk about turning something, turning nothing into something with that. Like, wow, that's crazy.
Agreed.
I would have never thought that character wasn't like it meant to be in the movie from the first time the script was written. So good. And they would go on to do a couple other ones: Stripes, Groundhog Day. I think Harold Ramis did Groundhog Day, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that was their last thing they did before they had their big falling out, huh?
Yeah,
Which
and obviously Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I think Groundhog Day was after Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
2 even, because I think that was like 1993 Groundhog Day.
Yeah, 93.
So that was the last thing they did, and then they got in this big fight about God knows what, and pretty much ruined Ghostbusters 3 from ever happening while Ramis was alive, because they finally made up like near the end, like when they did the Ghostbusters video game in like 2009. I heard they're like finally good again, but then Ramis ended up passing in 2014. I can't remember. I can't believe it was that long ago. I was looking at that. It was like 2014. I was like, damn. I feel like that was like just a couple of years ago, but
yeah,
it's been a bit now.
Yep, it was right before the reboot. Because I remember they had in the reboot they had a little mannequin, not mannequin, but the bust of Egon.
Well, thank goodness he didn't have to be a part of that.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you picking this movie. I'm glad I finally got to fucking force myself to sit down and watch it. It was worth it. I think it was great. I don't think it'll be the last time I'll watch it either. I'm sure I'll watch it again.
I'm glad the pick was good for you. Like I said, I was worried because you're coming in so late and don't have a connection with it. I was like, damn, he could not like it.
Yeah.
It's like maybe the only reason I like it is because I grew up on it, and it's just like it's got a fondness and a nostalgia for me. But then at the same time, I was like, no, I'm pretty sure this movie stands alone. I mean, it's good.
Yeah.
So I was very interested. So that's cool. And I'm glad the pick could add to your repertoire of, you know, huge movies. Because, you know, certain movies everyone talks about. If you haven't seen them, you're like, oh, yeah, I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Kind of feel like the weirdo. So that list of movies that you try to tick off
Mhm.
the list throughout your life, didn't see. I'm glad we could get one
Yeah.
off your
Definitely
list.
one of them.
Right on, man. Caddyshack, 1980. Big recommendation. Check it out if you haven't. It's got something for everybody. Because, like you said, it's just kind of like a couple sketches strung together with a golf plot.
Mhm. And it works.
And yeah. And anybody who likes golf tends to love this movie. And anybody who doesn't like golf tends to love this movie.
Mhm.
Like the golf part doesn't matter much. So yeah, I don't know. I guess that's it. That's just I guess one of the best 80s comedies, hands down, for me. I'm not into those freaking the couple that you mentioned earlier. The Search for Curly's Gold and all that crap. Three Amigos.
Mm. Yeah. Actually,
Nope.
I haven't seen most of those kind of 80s comedies. I kind of was more, again, maybe it's because some of these movies cross genres a little bit, but like Eddie Murphy stuff. So like 48 Hours and Beverly Hills Cop, they're kind of like action comedy, but those are kind of the 80s comedies that I was drawn to.
Yeah, I've never really been a fan of 80s Eddie's 80s movies. I don't know why. They just didn't resonate with me. They feel super 80s. You know what I mean? They feel like they date themselves. I, I would like to stand up, and I think I got more into him in the 90s with doing like what the hell is that? Doolittle and
Nutty Professor and all those.
Yeah, Nutty Professor, yeah. The string of kind of good ones. They're pretty good ones before the downfall.
Life,
movie.
dude. Life is a fucking
Life.
It's very underrated.
Life is just a sleeper hit. Like
Yeah.
I didn't even. I think it's because it came near the end where everyone thought Eddie had already fallen off.
Mm-hmm.
And God, that's like one of the funniest movies ever made.
Yeah, I love Life. Life is fucking
And
great.
it looks like a stupid movie. Like you know, back then when you rent movies, you judge the cover.
Yeah.
Right? You judge the cover, and then you watch the movie because that's what's sitting on the shelf. And every time I saw it, I was like, that looks lame as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're in jail jumpsuits. It's like, oh yeah, that's gonna be funny. They're in jail. And I never gave it a chance. It just looks pretty lame. And then finally, Justin turned me on to it, and I was like, fuck it, I'll watch it. And it's like, God, I was rolling like the
Yeah.
whole movie. I was like, damn, dude, this is funny as shit. This movie should be way more popular than it is. I think people are not giving it a chance like I did.
Yeah, I remember seeing that in theaters when it came out with my parents, or maybe it was just my mom, but it was a packed theater. We all had it's one of those cool moments. Everyone had a good time. Everyone was laughing.
That's one of those ones. There's a couple like outtakes, bloopers, blooper videos I watch on YouTube over and over, like throughout the years. I just keep watching because they're so funny, and that's one of them. So damn funny, that outtakes, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like fucking who does that? I think Martin Lawrence fucks up a line, and Eddie Murphy's just ad-libbing all the funny shit. He's like, "What's the matter, man? Mustache too big?" And everyone on set just busts up.
Yeah.
So funny. But yeah, maybe we'll do Life somewhere down the road.
Mm-hmm.
But these comedy ones are a little harder to do when they don't have a meaty plot to talk about. But I think Life probably could work because there's so much going on. It goes through so many years, different things.
Yeah. We got to find something that's like right in the middle, because it's funny that we're doing this off the heels of Raised by Wolves, because Raised by Wolves has a fuck ton of plot where it's like we didn't even know. We were like jumping all over the place. Like, oh yeah, this part. But and then this has like so little plot. So it's kind of funny that we did these back to back.
Yeah. Speaking of Raised by Wolves, you see that guy comment on there and throw on his book. Hey, yeah. Check out my book. I said, don't be selling your book on here. People don't want to read your book.
Yeah.
Your Mystic Mac stuff.
He probably just searched the hashtag that, obviously we hashtag all of our stuff, and he probably saw ours and just put a random comment on there.
Yeah, these guys got 48 subscribers. They probably want to read my book. I was like, damn, you wrote a book about that show? That's weird.
It just came out like a couple months ago. How did you write a book already?
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, so I deleted it because I was like, yo, bro, I ain't making money off this channel. You damn sure ain't.
Yeah.
Get your book out of here. Get the fuck out of here. We don't fucking read.
Mhm.
We watch movies. Make a movie, you stupid son of a bitch.
So good.
Make a movie, we'll talk. But yeah, Caddyshack, awesome. Love it. I'm glad you liked it. So yeah, all you please check it out if you haven't, and if you have, then you already know. You're already in to win. All right, buddy. I think that's it. That's a pretty short one, huh? As far as ours go, I guess. I don't have to.
I think we're average. Yeah, about 45 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a super short episode. Only an hour and a half. Anyways, yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Please continue watching. Tell your friends. Help us get some more people that might be interested. Some eyes on us, and yeah, thank you for watching as always. Y'all have a great day.